it is still Sharks 1, Hamlet 0, and a great opportunity, and that should be a goal, and that is goal number 2. It is the newcomer. What an introduction it is for him.
Okay, that was Sharks, and was a good result for them, and well, everybody's now singing the praises of Gbenga Ogunbote. But before we go to the Globe Premier League, let's spare a thought for our own, the Super Eagles. 1 week, and we would be, I don't want to say we will know our fate because the second leg is still there.
It's still there.
But it's crucial. In a week's time, Super Eagles take to the field. I mean, against their opponents who have some advantages in the bag, might just count in their favor. But I don't know. It's going to be 2 p.m. Ethiopian time, 4 p.m. Nigerian time. I don't know. Does that count for anything?
Yeah, it does count for a lot because if you look at the fact that the weather is going to be very, very, very hot at that time, you want to say that the Eagles will actually have their hands and very full. But of course, I think the arrangement being made by the Nigerian Football Federation is really good. And of course, and the players will get to acclimatize a little bit before the game. And of course, I think one thing that could limit it against us is complacency. If we're able to get our heart right, let's forget about the fact that Ethiopia is a lowly rated team. And of course, get the job done there. And of course, when they come back to Nigeria, we take them to the cleaners.
Okay, all right. That's the much we can do, really, talk about on the Super Eagles this morning. I'm very sure when you hook up with us later tonight, we'll have more time on our hands to talk about the Super Eagles. But just to let you know that the countdown has begun. In a week's time, we will take to the field against the Wire Antelopes. All right, let's talk about the Golden Eaglets. I don't know. Really, it shouldn't be about winning. But Nigerians love, the average fan wants to have something to celebrate. So now, the Golden Eaglets in the United Arab Emirates, squad list has been released. 1 or 2 players. I would have loved to see Ifeanyi Matthew. I don't know what happened because that was one player I was really following, but he didn't get to make the list. But still, a lot of guys, Mark Onjola, Isaac Success.
Nwaleke.
I mean, he has the makings of, but people have told us that, look, it is only if we see 80% of these guys for the next 10 years, that is when they've succeeded. I
think the winning syndrome that has always been our watchword is a problem because if you ask me, if you look at the Germans, the Spanish, all of them, all this great competition actually meant to discover talent, and subsequently those players get to move to they move. It's like an integration. They move from the lower cadre to the upper cadre, but it has not really helped us considering the fact that. Because of what we actually indulge in, must win at all syndrome. And when the players win, we come back to Nigeria. They come back to Nigeria, they are being given a whole lot of money. Over there in Germany, in Spain, they only give them scholarship to actually help the guys.
And that is why some of those guys, I mean, don't really move on.
Definitely.
Because the way the leagues are structured in Europe, you are not a breadwinner at 18.
At 18.
You're given scholarships. You are allowed to grow.
To grow.
But at that stage, those guys want to be professionals. The only thing they are thinking about is moving abroad. When you are not from Europe, you try to move abroad, you're going to end up in Ukraine, in Russia.
Malta,
I mean, not in Western Europe, definitely, where there's the big box and everything. But let's talk about boy wonder now, Mark Onjola. My worry is, I don't know if his shoulders is going to be broad enough to carry the weight of expectations that will be on him. Because at age grade level...
That's what we are saying, it's an age grade. We shouldn't put pressure on these boys. Let them just go there and do the job. And let's see how they are able to improve subsequently. And, of course,
integrate them into the under-20, under-23.
Into the national team. And, of course, do very well for their clubs in Europe. That's just my take. It's not all about getting... We've won the 1985 edition, where how many players of that squad actually made it to the Super Eagles fold. Then you look at also the 1993 squad, you can count the number of players that made it.
But that was a bit better.
That was a bit better. We had about four or five players.
That lasted 10, 11 years.
How about the 2007 players, the team?
That one is a bit...
Yemi team.
Okay, all right. We just hope that these guys will, do well and, improve. Get to be on the scene for the next 10, 11, 12 years. For me, that will be the definition of success. Whether or not they win, let's continue with this project. We've seen that, you know, when you build things, it lasts. But when you jump up, you come down. And that has been the problem
Absolutely.
for Nigeria. Let's talk about the Globe Premier League now. Let's look at some decisions taken by the NFF Appeals Committee. And that's it. The NFF Appeal Committee have given their verdict on some disrupted games, some abandoned games. And Kunle, let me get your perspective. I know you're not a fan of Warri Wolves.
Of course.
Neither are you a fan of Kano Pillars. So I expect you to be objective. Definitely. But look at those two instances, and that's it on your screen. Warri Wolves get 3 points and 3 goals. The disputed match, the 29 clash against Kwara United. So, well, they get it. Kano Pillars, Eyimba, abandoned match day 31 encounter is to be played in Lokoja on Tuesday, October the 8th. Well, we thought that Eyimba were going to get 3 points, but, you know, it was upturned. Kano Pillars to play remaining home matches in Lokoja. These decisions are final and binding on all parties.
Okay.
It ends there. So whatever you get, take it like that.
Of course. But of course, I just want us to just take our mind back to the article of that guides the league. Article 4.3 of the Nigerian Football Federation says that if there is an encroachment by the home team, they get 3 points. They lose the 3 points, 3 goals, and of course they get 3 points deducted from the number of points they've accrued in the league. But of course, what do we have? Why are we having? What is source for the goose is source for the gander. Why is the decision different from the other? That is my own worry. And you look at the way the league is almost ending right now. It's been controversies here and there. We
just have a winner from the boardroom.
From the boardroom is just sad. It's sad.
All right.